JD, where are you? We miss you so much. You went to see Ant-Man 7 times.
He got sucked into the quantum realm.
Yeah.
He's stuck there, and we're
That's
not going to be
smart.
able to get him back for at least a movie, maybe two.
Yeah, if you saw
So
Ant-Man
Who is
in the Wasp
who is JD
Quantumania.
in that movie?
Well,
a
he
Modoc.
just plays
Who is JD?
himself. He gets sucked into the quantum realm and
Oh,
the Ant family just forget about him.
And
who
also,
are
I
you,
mean,
Bill Murray?
the
Yeah.
what does that make me? I want to be. Oh, I guess I'm Quag the Conqueror. I did write that
You're
down.
Evangeline Lilly. Clearly,
Mhm.
I don't want
Well,
to
that
be the
makes
got
sense.
the same
Wasp.
The
hair.
hair, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely the hair.
Bastards.
And you're Kang. Kang.
Yes,
Oh,
because
I forget.
historically,
You are King.
I thought you were
You
going to
have
say historically I
everything.
am black.
I was gonna say that everything about you is the same exact as King.
Well, you're a variant. You're just one of the
Is
variants.
Yeah, I'm a variant. I'm the white variant. I'm
That would be
like
so funny
the
because there would be a white variant out there.
a
Like
white
technically.
Australian guy who's like 3 feet tall.
But remember, there's like little kid Loki and female Loki, and there's boastful Loki, and he's black.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would
there's
be.
there's ought to be a white Kang. I'm saying, why is Marvel's
would that-
pussying out on giving us a white Kang?
Oh no.
How would that post-credit scene go if all the Kangs walk in and then a real short guy walks in like, "Hey guys, I'm Kang."
Just like
It's
still in
me.
the blue paste.
It's me,
I got the
Kang.
scars. You see?
Yeah.
It's me,
Guys, it's
Kang.
Blueface. I'm pretty sure that's not racist.
All
Is that
the
racist in the
Kangs
Marvel universe or
are like,
whatever?
we will conquer this timeline. You're just like, I gotta teach some kids in like 2 hours, but I got a podcast.
Another shrimp on the
Fridays.
Barbie, guys.
There's a kangaroo outside, mate.
Yeah,
I love you.
everything about you stays the same, Harper. Your name is just Kang, but
Yeah,
your life
my
doesn't
name is
change.
Kang.
And you're on the council of Kangs.
Like you still record a hero story and everything.
Like, who is this guy?
I was asking my roommate this. Do you think it, like, let's say like you are going to sleep tonight and then a council of you show up and they pull you into like the council of hunters or the council of harpers. Would you make the argument that you're prime you?
No.
Do you think that you don't think so?
No. Would you?
I would try to.
But what if there's one that's like extremely successful? Like,
But okay, think about it. If there's a council and multiversal like versions of you, there's like the Rasputin version of you with really long hair and really long beard. There's like a Nazi version of you, probably
Stephen Amell.
a Nazi. There's
Yeah.
ought to be the woman version of you, and then there's the black version of you, or
Yeah.
the white version of you, depending on who you are. Harper would probably be a white version of you. And then there's all these different versions. Do you think that you could not make the argument that you're prime you?
I would just think there's more successful versions of me out there, and I would assume the most successful one, or the ones that like discover the multiverse, would be above me. I know, like in like DC, there's like President Superman, who is more of like a multiversal character than
Yeah, but he's
our
not
Superman.
prime Superman.
I know, but like if I
Hunter.
was Prime Superman, I would probably argue that I'm not. if I didn't know that,
But
because like there's this one
Hunter.
traveling the multiverse.
Even
and
if the
there's me.
multiverse, if
Is
the
a concept about
multiverse
which we
was
know
real,
frighteningly little. Yeah.
frighteningly little, yeah. I still think even if the multiverse isn't real, there are more successful versions of you out there.
Yeah, well,
It's probably true.
because I wasn't born; I was made in a lab. So there is a.
What's your brother's name? What's your brother's name?
There.
Bill.
Bill.
Oh, we'll see. He's a famous actor.
Yeah.
And you're
He's
like,
definitely
you're
more
like a-
successful. Morally, we can talk about the differences, but he's definitely more successful than you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're like Hasbro's lackey.
Exactly.
Exactly. Remember the Snyder cut when there's that janitor who's like cleaning up and then he sees the parademon and he gets kidnapped or whatever?
Yeah.
You think you could get sucked on that adventure?
Maybe, yeah. So it's like an extra.
That'd be fun. I mean, you were an extra in that movie, Avengers: Infinity War or whatever, right?
I was.
Yeah.
I was an extra in Avengers.
that.
You were
Infinity
that
War.
you were that dead Asgardian that Ebony Maw steps over to be.
No, I was Heimdall.
Oh,
Idris Elba's
Oh.
superhero movies
That's
are
not-
awful. So, I
So-
subbed
Are,
in.
are,
He
you, are
knows.
you sure you were?
Well, he said
was it a
superhero
deep
movies
fake? Was it
are,
CGI or did they do prosthetics?
You still haven't answered me.
You are
Is Blueface
Canadian.
racist in the Marvel universe?
is it-
Yondu's blue.
No, I would say
Other,
no.
other people. Frost Giant's blue. Okay, because I
Yeah.
had 3 pages worth of
Nebula.
an apology. For
Mystique is blue.
Yeah.
No, but she can
Beast.
transform.
Beast. Well, he was a guy initially,
Yeah, and then he turned blue.
but he turned furry and blue. He
Because
didn't just turn
Kang
blue.
is
I'm
just
thinking
like a
like
hologram.
blue. Yeah, but I'm thinking like like Frost Giants are blue. Yondu is blue, whatever
Mhm.
fuck he is.
Well, apparently
now
Frost
that
Giants can
sounds
be white
racist.
though. But apparently Frost Giants
They
can be
could be
white
like
because
pale.
Loki's white.
So
Yeah.
this is what we do in a hero story. We cover the hard fucking hitting topics. And on that note,
is Blueface
racist?
No.
we can't go back. Oh yeah, welcome to a hero story.
221.
Katie's not here to keep us in line, so we're here to because in the quantum realm. So we will be talking Ant-Man,
and we will not find him.
We're very behind. Yeah, we don't plan on finding him either. He's there.
Yeah.
He can go on his little adventure.
I do. He's
out.
got 6 issues left on The Walking Dead, and I want to hear his thoughts.
6.
Well, then you can.
He like
then
just
you can
got
find him.
the compendium.
Dude, I started 3 weeks before him, and he's gonna finish it 1 week after me.
He was telling me on Monday when we did book club, which is now on YouTube. Was that Monday or was that Tuesday?
He told me about this too.
That was Monday, I think.
Yeah, Monday. He's just like, I don't have Compendium 4 yet. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. That's all I want to do is read it. So we got it Tuesday, and right now it's Thursday.
And he's already
because he didn't
got 6 issues left.
I even said to him, I'm like, this is the thing Tyler and Hunter pick on me for. But he would be like, oh, this just happened. He'd send me a photo. And because the compendiums don't tell you what issue you're on, I would just go, yep, that's issue 174. And he'd be like, oh, fuck. I'm like, right at the end. I'm like, yeah, you are, man. And then today he showed me this thing. He was like, wow, that's crazy. And I was just like, oh, that's 186. And he's like, I Googled it. This is 186. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're almost done.
Damn,
fucking crazy.
I think it's going to hit him.
Man likes to read.
Like, I think when he finishes, he's going to feel really empty.
I'm lost. I'm lost without it, man. And it's the fucking second time for me. I'm still lost.
Yeah. You okay? I mean, you became a conqueror since.
It's true.
I cried 4 different times over 80 different issues.
4 different times over 80. That's not bad. That's a ratio of a cry per 20 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't cry once in the first 100, so that's good.
And then you became.
Although I read those
what about that?
Those first 100 I read when I was 13, and I didn't cry once then. You know why? Because I'm a man and men don't cry.
That's true.
That's true. This is the variant of Harper that doesn't believe that.
Yes.
He's more
versus regular Harper, which is a little fucking crybaby.
This is the variant Harper who became friends with JD sooner. The regular Harper did.
Exactly, yeah. And you weren't his protege, rather his actual friend.
The version of Harper that was raised by Tom.
Yeah. The version of it that was adopted, like Odin. You are blue.
Oh my god, that makes sense.
You're Loki. Yeah.
I can be just like Loki. Ready?
Oh, I don't want to go back to the blue.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
It's very bright.
we
don't need to see that, man. We don't need to see that. Oh yeah, youtube.com/hero story. Harper's dressed as Kang.
Yeah, it was interesting. Or it is interesting, isn't it?
Oh fuck. I remember what I wanted to start the podcast off with. I was gonna you were gonna like say welcome to, and I was just gonna go, so the thumbnail for this week, and like make it as soon as possible, but I forgot.
Well, I'm sure it'll be Kang related. Well, we saw Ant-Man. Well, Tyler and I saw Ant-Man, and Tyler saw it twice. And Harper, what is your reasoning for not seeing Ant-Man?
I don't want to go alone. I can't go with anybody. I don't want to go alone.
Well, okay. Okay, so the cancer is spread.
There's no excuse, man.
No.
Hunter, you still saw MCU movies when you were in the hospital?
Yeah.
Exactly. There we go. No excuse.
Fuck. Yeah, but okay, fair point.
Just because you're blue doesn't mean it changes
gem
anything.
in his leg. Anyway, I didn't see Ant-Man and the Wasp in theaters, and even though I think that movie's pretty good, and I don't know. After enough people went, "Oh, I'm busy," I just went, you know what? I don't have to see this, and I'll say it, and I'll say it for fucking Shazam. I will not see Fury of the Gods. Fuck
that is different. That's different.
Every Fast and Furious movie, and you know what it's all about? It's all about family.
Yeah, that's different.
From the bottom now.
Can I get a witness?
That's the topic in the news.
Let's get down to
business.
We'll talk about Shazam in a little bit here because
introducing the world. His name is Shazam.
The worst.
we saw Ant-Man Quantumania.
Mhm.
I don't think it was good. Tyler?
You said it was good. Now you're going back on it. You're like,
The
I
more
liked it.
the more I think about it, the more I don't like it. When I saw it, I was like, that wasn't
Mhm.
bad. But now
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
said it was fine. Tyler seemed to like it a little bit more, but Tyler, you seem a little bit down on it as well now.
is it
Did
one
I
of those
like it a little
movies?
bit more?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you seem to be like, it wasn't the worst. I thought it was fine.
I mean, I don't think it's the worst. It's just it's like one of those movies that just pisses me off because I just feel like it did everything wrong,
Is it?
but they did everything. They could have done everything better. Is the thing. I
Are
guess
you
we'll
in
get
the
into it
same
deeper.
category where like the more we think about it, the more you're like, oh, that wasn't that good.
Well, the more I think about it, the less it makes any sense,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how it's
Yeah.
been devolving for me. I'll just bring up like a point to my roommate, like throughout this week. I'll say like, "Why do you think that Kang did this?" And he'll be like,
Why did Janet hide
didn't you just-
everything?
Why didn't you just
God,
fight
that
those ants?
should we? Are we just talking about the movie right now?
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
talk about it, but then we're also gonna do a quiz with Harper about it. That we'll kind of sprinkle through just every so often.
Okay.
Because Harper didn't see it, so we're gonna do like I don't know, two
Spoilers
Spoilers
watch
for
throughs or
Spoiler.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
You already
but
said the
also,
post-credit scene.
who cares? Like,
haven't
Kang
even
dies,
seen it.
Modoc's bum, whatever.
King
It's-
dies,
Yeah, well,
and Modoc's bum.
what does that mean?
Ramatur.
Like, okay, right off the bat, Janet wasn't that big in marketing, so we didn't really know her story. And this movie's very much about, like, I would say the Wasp
Well,
in the title was Janet, and I like
yeah,
that.
and I kind of like that. I think Janet Van Dyne. I mean, the MCU. It's interesting that they have gone with Scott Lang. Like I remember when Ant-Man was announced, I was like, okay, Scott Lang's probably the right person to go with. But I wish they could do more with Hank and Hank and Pym, Hank and Janet, because I still think of them as Ant-Man and the Wasp. Whenever I think of Ant-Man and the Wasp,
There's
especially comic book wise, they are Ant-Man and the Wasp.
they are, yeah.
But
And there's
But if you read David Michelinie's Iron Man, you'd see that Scott Lang was an integral. I'm gonna stop.
there's a deleted scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp that is like a full like 7-minute scene or something where it's Hank and Janet in the 70s or something as Ant-Man and the Wasp, but it's only on
yeah,
YouTube
that's
right
like deleted. I just wish, I don't know. I know it's impossible, but I wish we could have seen them, fight alongside the Avengers or something. I still think
Mhm.
I'm still annoyed by the fact that Endgame, the like final battle has Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man and the Wasp on the battlefield, and they never like interact at all. Like they didn't even do like these are the classic Avengers for fun.
now. Oh, they
I'm
could
still
have had
annoyed
them
by
Now
that.
that you've said that,
altogether.
you've ruined the fucking movie for me.
I know
completely.
that's the thing. Avengers Endgame. It's another one of those movies. The more you think about it, the worse it becomes.
Yeah, just mid no cap Fortnite dab.
Mhm.
So Janet in this movie, she was in the quantum realm for 30 years, and
30.
she does not like the quantum realm. So she does. So right
Yeah,
at
she
the
doesn't wanna
bat, the
talk about
reason
it.
they get
Can't
in,
imagine why.
the reason they get in is because Cassie has been like, "Oh, I've been experimenting with this quantum tech that could communicate with the quantum realm." And as soon as Janet finds out, Janet's like, "No, you can't do this. We can't experiment with the quantum realm." Didn't the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp have them experimenting with the quantum realm together?
So
Was
she
that
so
not the ending?
so Ant-Man goes into the quantum realm and he's going to get stuff from the quantum realm to help. But yeah, I guess it's because Cassie's sending a signal down.
I guess that's different.
I guess that's the difference.
I don't know.
But
That was
yeah, I
bothering
don't
me the
know.
whole time. I was just like,
Well-
were they all together?
This movie does a thing. So here's, I think, my main issue with this damn movie.
This movie
What?
does
This
a
movie
thing.
does a thing.
All
So
right,
this
well,
movie, it simultaneously expects that you know who Kang is, and it builds like you're supposed to like be afraid of him before we ever see him, but he doesn't ever do anything that's scary at all. And
His initial speech is pretty good, but yeah.
yeah, but how many? So there's probably a trillion scenes in this movie where someone goes,
Oh my
"You didn't
God.
tell them about
that's
him."
a lot of
The
scenes.
camera
man.
just cuts.
It's but there's a lot of cuts in this movie. I did notice that.
Yes.
But there's every single goddamn scene ends with somebody going, "He is here," or "He's over there," or "He's gonna be here soon," or "You didn't tell them about him,"
Yeah,
or
King doesn't show
"He's
up.
crazy,"
Or
or "There's something I never told you about." It's probably like a full hour of the movie of every scene ending in that. And by the time we get to Kang, as I'm just like, I know who the fuck he is. Just
Mhm.
I know who it is. We all know who it is. Why are you treating the movie like we don't know who it is? But at the same time, they never show Kang doing anything cool for me to be scared of in the first place.
Yeah, he doesn't really do
I
much.
think what the movie could have done, I've been thinking about this for a while, man, because this movie is just exactly Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie. It's the same exact fucking movie. There's a
Like episode 1?
cantina. Yeah, there's the cantina, and there's an oppressive, government, and there's a Darth Vader, and all of this nonsense. This movie could have started with Kang destroying timelines and then getting
Harper, keep it on. Keep it on.
Oh, it's actually burning my cheek though.
Did I ask?
Okay.
Keep it on until we're done the Ant-Man review. So it
yeah,
should be
and
like
then you can change,
2
and then we'll get a
hours.
different variant of you, dog.
Okay.
So, but it could have started with like a flashback or something of Kang doing anything. You know what I mean?
It did start with a flashback of him being like, "Where are we?"
What is
Very
this
weak.
place?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it could have started with him doing things that, like, because how many times does Janet say, like, he could wipe out entire timelines? I want to see him do it. Show me a reason to be scared of this
We've
guy.
never seen that happen.
It's
Yeah,
like
they
doing
show,
Star
like, a
Wars, but not
timeline
blowing up
exploding.
Alderaan.
Basically,
say?
yeah.
Well, he's
I
literally
said it.
like, he's Vader, but he's not scary. And that's the thing, is like, it just kind of bothers me.
His initial
Kang,
speech is like
I have
Scott
so
and
much to
Cassie
say.
are in like a jail cell,
Yeah,
and
his speech
Kang
was good.
goes and he intimidates them. That's the best part. That's the best Kang scene in the movie. After that,
Yeah.
he just kind of stands around and then does like really bad decisions. And quiz, Harper, quiz,
You're out of your league.
real
Okay.
quick. Is Kang defeated by A, Scott Lang,
Ants.
B, ants?
Here's the
It's
thing.
ants.
I
Okay,
don't
you knew that?
necessarily agree with
He
this.
gets beaten by ants because I saw every single comment section about this movie. All the top comments with thousands of likes of people going, "Bro got bodied by ants."
Yeah,
Here's
okay.
the
Oh,
thing,
well,
though,
guess he
is I
loses
don't
to
think he
ants.
did get bodied by ants because he
You don't
won
know
that
that,
fight.
though.
Yes,
don't
we
know
do
that.
know that.
No,
We
but you don't
absolutely.
though.
He got out of it. Here's the thing. He got taken away by ants that apparently have evolved 5,000 years or something. So there's super duper ants. There's an ant that's like the size of an AT-AT, and I called it in the theater an ant, and nobody laughed because I said it in my head. But he
I had a thought. No one reacted.
Yeah,
to it.
That's very funny.
but
That's
but
very
he
funny.
literally okay, so he gets beaten by these ants, and then he comes back at the end and he beats up Scott Lang, and I'm like, he's a guy, like he's just a normal dude. Like he beat the ants, they just took him a little bit, but then he gets beaten by the Wasp. So that's what I will say. He doesn't get beaten by ants, he gets beaten by Evangeline Lilly doing this
Basically,
for 5 seconds,
that was her one
and then he
scene
gets
in the
sucked
movie.
into the multiverse or
That
something.
sounds worse.
Yeah, because it is, but people don't seem to acknowledge. They think the ants are the bad
you
part.
want to talk about that for a second? So the movie, the final fight is Scott Lang says, "I don't have to win. We both just have to lose." And then Scott beats Kang,
but I
don't have to
save you.
Yeah, and then there's so many. Do you remember in the trailer when they implied that
No.
Kang is going to make a deal with Scott to give him like time with Cassie back?
Yeah, and there, he had
That's
to do a
not in
heist.
this movie. That is
Well, it
not
is.
in this movie.
It's
No,
a
he doesn't
15-minute scene.
No, but he doesn't say like because in the trailer, Scott, there's like a line where Scott says like he's giving us a chance to have the time that we lost. Like he considers it.
Oh,
But in this
yes.
movie, that never happens. And I read a comment, and I think this is very true, where there's a better version of this movie where Kang asks Scott if he wants time back with Cassie, and Scott says no. But then Kang asks Hank if he wants time back with Janet, and Hank says yes.
Ooh.
There's a version of this movie where they can make that work. The issue is that they were too goddamn focused on building the next movies for this to actually be a movie.
Instead, the deal is Kang has Scott
I'll
do a
kill
heist
you if you
for
don't
him.
do this.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, "I will kill you and your daughter unless you go and do this heist." For
Yeah,
me."
and then Ant-Man does it, and he goes, "I'm gonna kill you anyway," which I do like. I appreciate that, but still, man, have a better
the
plan.
heist was like a 15 minutes. I thought it'd be the whole movie. I thought the whole movie was going to be like
Yeah.
a heist in the quantum realm. But it's
Yeah,
15 minutes. And Cassie, was not a good character.
You didn't like. So when I saw this, so there's a line where Cassie says,
Don't be a dick.
she gets arrested, and then she says to the cop, that's like, the cop's like, where'd you put it? Because she's shrunk the cop car, and then Cassie goes, oh, well, you didn't mind, you didn't see what I was doing while you were throwing tear gas into a park of just peaceful protesters. And there was a guy in my theater that went, oh man, like out loud went, oh geez. and I thought, like, too, I was like,
literally just did that.
yeah, and I literally thought out loud, I was like, Marvel, this isn't how you, this isn't character.
That's not,
this is just,
that's not how
Twitter.
You tackle it.
That's Twitter. We
really don't need the white teenage girl to like preach to the audience about.
But she does. That's the whole movie. And I listen.
Or you go ahead. Oh no, you froze. Never mind. I'm going to go ahead. So Cassie's only character trait is she needs to help people, because that's what heroes do. You got to help anyone you can. But they're in the quantum realm, a place they've not been before, and their family's missing somewhere in there. They could be being eaten alive for all they know. And she's just like, no, we got to help these people that kidnapped us. I thought that was a little odd.
And she says, like, just because it's not happening in front of you doesn't mean it's not happening. And again, I was just like, Cassie, you got that from Twitter. You didn't think that on your own.
But also, Cassie,
and I just,
like, another dimension.
It's frustrating because I think she could be really good. I think
she could. Yeah,
Catherine is really good as Cassie, and she was good in what she was given. I just feel like everyone came out of this movie going, "Wow, she was really annoying, wasn't she?" She was grating, and she shouldn't have been.
Yeah, she has like a whole speech near the end where she yells at Modoc to not be a dick. Like that. That's I don't know.
Kind of like that. It was vaguely amusing. I liked Modoc's death because he says to Scott.
Should we quiz Harper on that?
Fuck. Okay.
Sure.
Modoc's last words.
Okay, so after Modoc redeems himself and dies for the greater good, his last words are.
It's actually very funny.
I thought
it's really quantum time, baby.
He says to Scott, at least I can die an Avenger. And then Scott goes,
oh, I saw that. I did see that.
Scott goes,
I actually saw
Scott
that.
goes, yeah, okay, yeah, you're in.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I did actually see that.
I do like that.
Modoc looks at Scott and goes, I always thought of you as a brother to me. Scott's like, okay.
We fought one time.
I loved Modoc. Can we start with Modoc? I thought Modoc, sure. I mean, I said, can we start with Modoc as if we haven't been talking about this movie for 10 minutes already.
Yeah.
I thought Modoc, I mean, you said, Harper, that you saw a comment where someone said that he got the Taskmaster syndrome or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The Taskmaster treatment. And it just reminds me that I
actually just exactly what Modoc should have been. People seem to be like, yeah, he's good.
It reminds me that I like these things and I hate everyone else that thinks they like these things too, because it frustrates me so much, because it's like, what did people expect from Modoc ever in anything? You know what I mean?
I would have liked if he was more deformed with more body horror in his face.
Sure, and I can get that, but like character-wise,
not just a big bald head.
He's goofy as fuck, man. Like, I thought it was fun.
This is a character that it's okay to make goofy.
Yeah.
I did see like a massive account. I saw a massive account post like, oh, they ruined Modoc. They wasted this great character, and all the comments were just like, Modoc was have you never read a thing with
but
Modoc?
That's the thing
before?
Is they definitely have it. Nobody's ever read a comic book with Modoc. They've just seen covers with him, you know.
I have,
and they go, "Oh, he's drawn really scary there."
He's in Danny O'Neill's Iron Man.
I mean, we have read comics with Modoc.
Oh well, of course, but we're number one Modoc fans. So
we're the number one fans of comic books in the world. That's why we're here. Hero Story.
Exactly.
But nobody actually cares about Modoc.
There he is.
Look at those arms.
Yeah, they're making him scarier.
They shouldn't though. Like he was in like an X-Men issue last year, and on the front cover, he's just like, it's just his big ass head. But you can tell he's supposed to be scary. And I'm just like, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Yeah. The mask was stupid, I thought, too. Like, I didn't like the mask, the chunk. I didn't like it. Oops, I just hit my mic. But
I did like how every single person had a funny reaction to Modoc taking the mask off. And they're just like,
yeah.
like,
yeah, Hank's just like, oh my God.
Okay. Hank was the funniest character, one of the funniest characters in this movie, but he was so
Yeah.
out of character too. Like the
You
quantum
think so?
realm, something that you've studied your whole life, and your dream is to like to get as much information as you can on there. And finally, you're here, and the first thing you want to do
I
is
think
get
he's
drunk.
afraid of the quantum realm.
The first thing he does is like, "How do I get drunk in here?" It's like,
That is very weird. He lost his wife to the quantum realm for 30 years.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even then, for the past like
Or
50
longer.
years, he's been obsessed with this place, and now he's finally here.
I don't
And
think
he
he
just wants
has.
to
I don't know
drink.
where you're getting that from. I watched Ant-Man
think
and the
he's
Wasp
just
and Ant-Man yesterday.
I think he's
doesn't
just
ever
obsessed
mention-
with the fact. I think he's
just
obsessed
obsessed
with the
with
fact that he lost
shrinking.
his wife.
Well, not the
And he's
quantum realm in
obsessed with
general,
ants.
just more quantum technology. I mean, like the shrinking
Well,
technology.
yeah, but
Which
that's
all
not
leads-
necessarily the quantum realm.
I know, but I just thought that was so odd that he's like, "How do I get drunk?" It's like, really, but that aside, like the scene when they first get to the city, and he's just like, "Oh my god, that guy looks like broccoli." Like,
And then the guy was like,
"Ugh."
"Ugh."
Yeah,
And
It's
then
just
he's
some
got
guy
a
that-
British accent or something. He's like, "What the hell are you bloody talking about, mate?" Or whatever he says. Big broccoli man. Harper, here's a quiz question for you, though.
holes.
Here's a quiz question. How does Hank Pym operate the ships that he flies in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania?
Give him
Double
like three
fist.
options. Give me
Double
three.
fist what? Just
2 big balls of goo or something.
yes. Did you see
Really?
that picture? Yes, actually.
No.
2 big balls
I've
of goop that he
complete-
puts his hands into, and then he just
Dude, I completely made that up because I thought it sounded funny. Is that legit?
yeah,
Yeah.
that is legit. That is actually
That's
what it
amazing.
does.
I was
Okay.
picturing
It's
like
like-
2 like
it's like he's
hard-boiled
sticking
eggs.
Well, it's like he's sticking his hands in like a glove, but the gloves are a person or something.
Yeah.
The gloves
is
are
that-
like
is that-
living.
is that-
entities.
Is that a commentary on like the level of writing in this movie that like my first guess for like whatever the stupidest thing is exactly what they did in the movie?
Well, here,
Yeah.
something a bit more serious. I think the best scene in the movie was the heist scene when basically Scott's in this area where every time he moves, another version of himself appears out of him. So there's like different possibilities of what he could be doing. And there's like hundreds of Scotts that all need to like link together to climb up
They
each
become
other.
the ants. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's some. Do you think all the Scotts look like different
Hope squirts.
Scott Lang, like different Ant-Man suits? B, they all look the
God.
same, but there's one Scott that's Scott working at Baskin Robbins.
Can you start this again? Because I haven't heard a single thing since I said what I said.
You can start laughing there. Okay,
Sorry.
bunch of Ant-Men all together. Is it
Yeah.
A bunch of different looking Ant-Men, different suits? B, all the same suit, but one of them is Scott in his Baskin Robbins outfit or uniform? Or is it C, Scott and Hope all linking arms together?
I sincerely hope it's the middle one, but it's all a bunch of Ant-Man, but one Baskin Robbins.
It is.
Yes.
I love this movie.
There's a part where the Baskin Robbins version of him is like, "Hey, everybody, chill," and then you can hear another version of Scott go, "Do you have ice cream?"
That joke
There's
was
Yeah.
probably
funny,
a bunch
but
of really funny
it-
shit like that in this
it
movie.
went
It's just
on a
the
bit
movie and the plot is
too
like, yeah.
long because the Baskin Robbins one there, and the first thing he says is, why am I here?" Which is funny.
That's
But then they're
funny.
all linking up. You keep seeing him, and he keeps having his own line too. So he appears the whole scene, this Baskin Robbins version of Scott. Which also, why is he there?
I don't know. Probability cube.
But,
They
like,
don't explain it. They don't explain it. That's
'Cause
what they say. He says probability cube. Doesn't someone say
Okay.
don't even think about? Oh, no. Modoc says that it's like Schrodinger's cat, but you're inside the box. What? That's what he says.
That's not how that works, though.
That's what he says, though. He says that you're both existing and not existing at the same time in different quadrants of quantum phasing.
It's not even
You know
what
how they
that's
do it?
about,
You know-
though. That's not even what that means.
Talking about this movie now, it was really funny.
It was funny at
Yeah,
points.
I think Modoc was like, I'm just remembering the scene in the heist when Scott first get there, and he's like, "Darren, I'm in. Darren, can you hear me? Darren, Modoc." Modoc's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He just wasn't responding to his name.
Yeah, what's up? I'm trying to think of another quiz question. I have the basis. Okay, I'm gonna give you 4 characters, Harper, and one of these characters is not in this movie. Or I'm gonna give you 4 people, and one of these characters is not in this movie.
It's Louise.
Is it Loki?
Oh,
Jimmy Woo?
Oh wait.
One of the guys from BuzzFeed Unsolved, or Sylvie?
Only
Who's
one
not
of them
in this
is.
movie?
Oh well, Sylvie can't be because in the post credits it was just Loki looking at Kang. So I'm gonna say Sylvie, but that implies that all the others are true. Are all the others true?
All the others are true. Yes.
What?
Yes,
Jimmy
it's
Woo doesn't have
Ryan.
lines.
Who?
I
What?
think,
Shane
right?
or Ryan?
Ryan, yeah.
yeah.
He's in it for 5 frames. I was gonna say 5 seconds, but that's even too long. He's in it for like half a second.
So is Jimmy
He
Woo's in
pays
it
for
like 2
he
seconds.
pays for Jimmy and Scott's dinner.
Like
In like a
they're
quick
grabbing lunch
montage.
together. You see them grabbing lunch.
Ryan Bergara.
Nicely. Why would this? See, this is why would I lie about this?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's in it.
It's not. I don't.
Everyone just went.
disbelieve you.
Everyone
I
just went.
wanna-
What? But everyone just went.
I just
What?
want to
What
Google
the-
it. I just. Shane.
It's
Madane,
true,
Ryan
though.
Bergara. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is
Jimmy
crazy.
Woo's in the. What does Jimmy Woo do? I love Jimmy Woo.
It
So what
shows
is-
Scott and him grabbing that lunch that they talked about in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And then Ant-Man does like the card trick with his
okay.
credit card,
yeah,
and they go
Ah.
because they're like, remember that? I do.
Yeah. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is a better movie than this, and I don't
It
really
definitely
like
is.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I
Ant-Man
it
and the Wasp is
definitely
fine. I
is.
don't understand.
You know what
the
Ant-Man and the
hate
Wasp
for
has?
it. That movie's all right.
You know what Ant-Man and the Wasp has that this doesn't though? Like they're they're
mean,
big on this movie has
a
Kang, but
ton
Ant-Man and the
of
Wasp
characters.
Ant-Man and the Wasp doesn't have or
Quantumania.
Quantumania doesn't have Luis. And I
Or
think
any of those guys.
Oh
and
my god,
that was
it
my
is
dad's first
too.
reaction to like coming out of this movie. My dad, who Ant-Man is his favorite MCU movie and he likes Ant-Man and the Wasp, said, "Where was the crew? Like, why couldn't they just put
Yeah.
them in there with him?" And I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know, Dad.
What
I don't know.
They could have had it at the end when Scott's talking about like I beat Kang, right?
Holy shit!
What the
That scared me.
Kang?
Look how he froze.
I know they exiled him. They just got to him. What the fuck?
Holy fuck!
What?
It's fine. It's
For those on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes, the actual Kang the Conqueror just came and grabbed Harper.
Yeah, he didn't like that we were making fun of him. And so he just took and he exiled Harper. And Harper's frozen now through time.
Sorry, go. Okay. I have all these foam. I have
We
these
don't
foam-
see anything.
Fucking kind of a
there,
thing.
there, you're back. You're back. What?
I have. I see these foam pads.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have about 50 of them because that's what these things were wrapped in, right?
Your hot toys.
My hot toy box display things were wrapped in. Yeah.
Yes.
I stacked them all, and then I stacked them on top of each other, and then I stacked some books on top of them, and
They all fell.
I'm not an architect, so they just all fell the fuck over, and the books went flying. The dog came on. You fucking did it the other night. It pissed me off. Right. So Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No, Harper,
You
you
licked the
froze
blood.
at ours, but we heard the noise. It sounded like someone just barged into your room.
No, I thought someone kicked the door open.
Like Jonathan Majors just came and grabbed
Yeah.
you.
Can you imagine if I was murdered on the podcast? That'd be
By
kind
Kang. That would be the best video on the internet.
He just
Can we talk
chased you.
about Kang just in general? Because I am tired. Here's the thing. Here's the goddamn thing. And I'm gonna say the thing that I always say. I've liked Kang the Conqueror since before they announced the movies. I have a poster of him on my wall. I just like Kang.
He's like my Thor to you.
Yes, sure. He's the greatest character in all of fiction, and I worship at his feet. But here's the thing: is that it's like Marvel. Here's what's really bothering me about this whole saga now: is that 3 or so weeks ago, DC came out and they were like, "We're making these
of. Oh,
movies."
congrats, DC.
Yeah, DC, they finally But they're like, we're making these movies and they're based specifically off these comics, and here's the link to buy them so you can read them. And then Marvel will go, Kang's the greatest villain ever in the history of comic books, and if you read them, you'd know.
What's your
It's just
source,
a
Eddie?
lie. It's just a lie. Like they're lying about the comic books now, and that's what's bothering me the most.
They're acting like Dwayne Johnson talking about Black Adam.
They're literally promoting Kang like Black Adam.
That's hilarious.
Like,
Straight up
like
lie.
honestly, like, how dare you? And you're gonna give him the Doctor Doom story? You're gonna give him the greatest comic
Yeah,
book
that's-
event in the history of comic books that belongs to the greatest villain in the history of comic books.
And Reed.
That's a bit fucked up.
You're gonna give it to this B- player, this B- guy who, again, I love Kang. He's a great villain. He's one of my favorites, but he's not the guy, bro. He's not him. You're not that guy.
You're not
pal.
that guy, pal. You're not
He's
that guy.
not Doctor Doom.
No.
He
yeah.
like there's not, it's like Doom's here and Kang is like in the fucking corner with all the dirt and shit. Like,
Do you
and
personally
again,
think it should
I
have been
like
the
Kang.
Punisher?
What'd you say?
Do you think it should have been the Punisher?
That's the big bad.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny too is there's a character in the original Fantastic Four run. I think it's like a Galactus robot called the Punisher. And so it'd be funny if they chose that version of the Punisher, just this random android, and not even Frank Castle.
And he's the main villain. He's God.
He's the main
Punisher.
villain of the
He's God
multiverse
Frank.
saga. Well, here's the thing: is I think it's seemingly they're building up that Kang and his other variants are going to be the Beyonders, right? And I am okay with that.
Yeah.
Because the Beyonders, I mean, they're not characters,
Nothing.
right?
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, and I'm
anything.
okay with the idea of like it being a multiverse of Kangs. I just think this story needs to have Doctor Doom in it because it's not like they can ever do Secret Wars again. You know?
I mean, Marvel Comics did do Secret Wars again.
Yeah, but you
3
can't do it again in a
times.
movie. You remember when
Yeah.
Superman died in BVS and we're all just like, you can never do that again. They just fucked it up and they can't do it again.
Mhm.
If they do that with Secret Wars, I'm going out the window. That's the end for me. That is the end. But if they fuck up Secret Wars, and listen, I don't think they will. I think
They are
maybe
rushing
they
it.
will.
They are rushing it.
I don't know. There's so many theories and everything, and sometimes it's fun to go, do you think this is going to tie into that? But I think that is all the MCU has become now. You know?
But that's in phase 4, it wasn't that at all. It's like this won't tie into anything. This won't tie
But
into
now
anything.
that's how they're marketing it, though. They're literally marketing it as this is the one to see, so that this, and then this one fucking fails. This one has tied for the lowest Rotten Tomato score. It has a B- or B cinema score, which
I
is
think it's
bad.
B-,
And it
yeah.
also might bomb this weekend with like a drop off akin to Batman v Superman. I think they're gonna have to rethink their
Well,
fucking
yeah,
plans.
they got cocaine.
I actually
there.
think it's less about the structure of phases, and I think it's just that they've made some real shit recently.
I don't
Really
even
think
really
that's it.
know. Like, what's the worst thing Marvel ever made? I feel still is Eternals, and I'm not
Thank
even
God.
like
I
I
thought
don't
you were
think
going to say Iron
Eternals-
Man 2, and I was going to
No.
have to be the biggest Iron Man 2 fan. in the
But you know,
world.
Iron Man 2 actually has Elon Musk, which makes it a great movie. in my opinion.
the writers' strike, and it's actually really
Yo,
good considering.
the suitcase scene.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
got the
that's
Zuki.
good.
It's got Sam. It does have Sam Rockwell too.
It does have
I was,
Sam Rockwell.
I was gonna make fun of the movie for that, but that's pretty
He's
good.
the best. He's the best part of it.
But I was gonna say that like it's like I think Eternals is the worst movie they've made, and I don't hate Eternals. I know I treat it like I do. I'm just disappointed with it. You know, I'm
You've
not
seen it
angry
more
at it.
than
I'm just
I
anybody.
don't
disappointed.
think they've made a lot of bad things recently. I think they've just made a lot of disinteresting things.
I think
Like,
people are
we
hyperbolic
like-
about it.
Yes.
Yeah, we like
But
Doctor Strange.
I love
Some
Doctor
of us
Strange.
might
I actually
love it.
love it.
I love
I was
Multiverse
thinking
of
about it
Madness,
again
too.
today, and I was like,
I like it.
It's so good.
It's
Can we
interesting.
just talk about Doctor Strange again?
Yeah, I mean,
We'll continue, Ant-Man.
but anyway, the point being is that like Wakanda Forever was, that was really good. It was a nice sort of bottle movie. It didn't have to fucking worry about anything else.
This doesn't tie
I
into-
I'm
I'm sure Guardians
but it
3
was
won't tie into
certainly
anything
better.
either.
Yeah, and I think Guardians 3 will be good, but it just seems like and especially with the TV shows, it just feels like it's been a lot of like quantity over quality. And I know everyone and their fucking mother is saying Marvel's officially running out of ideas. They're going bankrupt. They're
Well-
fucking shit. But it just doesn't feel nearly as interesting. And also,
Everyone-
Moon Knight sucks.
Nice. Everyone's saying that, but also Kevin Feige, which is why he delayed all the shows.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I think like especially with the reception to this movie and the fact that Kang Dynasty is being written by the same person right now as that wrote this movie, I think that there's no way that movie comes out when it was supposed to. I think that Kang Dynasty, all that, I feel like there's going to be a big like they're going to push back movies by like years.
Yeah, I think Kang Dynasty Secret Wars kind of have to be. I mean,
And I'm
maybe not
okay
Kang
with that.
Dynasty.
Make us wait if it's going to be good. You know,
And-
like what it's crazy that Kang Dynasty is going to come out in 2 years.
No, it's not.
In just you know what I mean, but it's supposed to, you know, it's supposed to come out in,
yes.
and I'm just like, you have 2 years to build the best comic book ever, and it took them 50 to earn that ending, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But look, it shouldn't take as long as it took to build up to like Infinity War and Endgame, but it shouldn't also be this quick.
So we're getting more projects. It's more just it's like the same amount of projects as the Infinity Saga.
It was 18 projects in Phase 4.
Jesus.
18. Yeah, that was
Holy
2
mother
years
of
long.
fuck.
And there was like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange were the only good ones for the most part.
Phase 4.
And Shang-Chi.
Phase 4 was also the first phase of
like
the
Phase
entire
4.
saga where no one fucking knew where shit was like ending.
Mhm.
Like
Well, I
Phase
mean,
4 ended,
yeah.
and now this is Phase 5, and it's like, what was
What's the
Phase 4?
difference?
Tyler,
Yeah.
I know you had your big like thing, like it was about grief. I think it was about making mid TV shows. Personally, I think that was the
Mhm.
theme of Phase 5.
That was their idea when they wrote Phase 4.
Yeah, they went, how can we make some real mid? We'll make WandaVision. We'll make the finale really suck. And then
We'll make the show
Moon Knight.
good. Yeah.
And then we'll make Miss Marvel, which is actually good, but people will hate it anyway.
Yeah, because it exists.
And then we'll
Yeah.
make She-Hulk, and that will be bad.
Mhm.
I'm still gonna get that
Sucks.
fucking hot toy.
I think because people don't like Kang now because they were like, how do we feel threatened about this guy? And I like the mid credit scene, but a lot of people did laugh at it. Like
Well, because it was an
weren't into-
SNL skit, dog. Like it was like fucking.
It was, dude, it was
stupid.
bad. That was
Hugo,
bad.
like it was. I heard like as soon as Immortus walks. Listen, it was the most embarrassing moment of my life. I told you guys in the chat.
Mhm.
But as soon as he saw
Yes.
Rama Tut, I went, oh, Rama Tut. I literally went
Tut.
Club Shido in the theater, which was
Love
embarrassing.
shit, eh?
I literally like I did that, and I look back at it. How dare I? But the second Immortus shows up and he's like, "We did not kill him," and I just heard Saw Gerrera. No, exactly. I just heard Saw
Tethered
Gerrera,
one.
and I hate Saw Gerrera. It's just
I hate Saw Gerrera in that movie.
Fucking, oh, it was a cartoon. It was like the second post-credit scene is cool.
That one's
And
awesome.
and I saw
It's
it was
so
you know
good.
it was awesome. Here's the thing, is because I saw someone say this, and I think this is very true, and this is probably part of the issue with Phase 4. But this end credit scene with Loki is the first post-credit scene seemingly in a while where it doesn't just introduce a new character that we're gonna go, when the fuck are we gonna see them next?
Yeah.
Think about it, like
Hercules.
Clea and fucking Eros and
Hercules.
Pip the Troll and Hercules
Yeah.
and Venom and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the
Spot
first
on.
one where it's like, this is leading directly
T'Challa
into something
Jr..
that you're going to see in like 3 months, you know? And I like that. They're giving us like an actual timeline now that we're moving along.
Mhm.
That's fair. And hopefully Phase 5, but I don't know if it's possible because it's already being made, but it's like, can this thing kind of, you know, recorrect the boat a little bit? I don't know. And I just,
too.
I don't know.
Loki has like a nice sort of spooky tone about it. It has a very like
Yeah, fun, pulpy kind of, yeah.
it's got a pulpy sci-fi, but like it's
Love
also
it.
like if we misstep here, like the end of everything could actually unravel. Like
Mhm.
Kang was quite, even though he was the jovial, funny, you know, he who remains in that final episode, him in that mansion just describing things was like, this feels fucking serious. Why would you put that character in the silly Ant-Man movie with Baskin Robbins, Scott Lang?
I just think they didn't know where else to put him. I think they
Like,
didn't
come
have a reason to make an Ant-Man 3, and they
Put him
found a
in
reason.
Moon Knight season 2.
Here's
Have
the
him just
thing.
obliterate
Well, that's
Mark
the thing.
Spector.
That would make sense. See, I think that could make sense, right? Like, I think there's ways to tie in the further characters now to Kang. It's just, does anybody care about Kang anymore now?
Well, that's
This
why
is his
you
first
have.
debut.
This is how
This
you
is
make people
first
care. Like he was the main villain for Ant-Man 3. Make him the main villain for like Shang-Chi 2. Make him the main
Well,
villain for Moon
That's the
Knight.
thing. No,
Like,
but
just not
Shang-Chi
him to-
is called Shang-Chi
No.
2 is allegedly called The Wreckage of Time.
Time, yeah, that is true.
Well,
Make
there
him
you
the main
go.
villain.
Make
Make
and
him
it's
the
gonna
main
be the same
villain in like
director as the
4
Kang Dynasty.
things. like 4 different things, different versions of Kang is the main villain. Then people know like, oh, he is the big bad. Instead
It'll
of
be
appearing
Loki.
once and getting bombed by ants.
Well, here's the thing: is they're building it to be Kang, but really what they mean is it's Jonathan Majors playing different roles because Loki's gonna have Victor Timely and all these other versions. Is it Kang or is it this guy that he's playing or in different forms?
Richards?
You know what I mean?
Well, it's Nathaniel
Do
Richards, but that's
Do
it.
we?
They still haven't said it yet.
Is
It's
it?
still
Is it
scary.
Hunter? Is I didn't know.
Have they
that.
not
I've
said the
learned
name?
something.
No, they haven't.
Oh,
Nope.
they haven't.
Yeah, she goes, "Who is Kang?" And he goes, "Kang is who I have to be." That's what he says.
I saw someone point out that his like teleporting technology in Ant-Man and Wasp is
Same
the same
as
as Reed.
Reed.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool.
I was gonna say.
That's Ant-Man. Yes.
Oh, can I take it on my phone?
But they just need to find a way to
Ah.
like tie it all together properly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They need to find a
And
way
maybe
to
they
make.
have a way because this is just
No, they
the first
definitely do. I mean,
movie
they have
of
the
Phase
plan.
5. Yeah.
But do they? My question is just like, how do they tie in what happened in Spider-Man with what happened in Doctor Strange, with what happens in Loki, with what happens with this? Because it almost feels like they're all different goddamn stories, and they're supposed to be one big story. You know what I mean?
Kevin Feige once said that
Jesus
No Way
Christ,
Home,
sorry.
WandaVision,
Hit
and
my
Doctor
mic.
Strange were like a
A
trilogy.
multiverse trilogy. Yeah.
No, it's not.
No. No, not at all.
WandaVision doesn't even explore the multiverse.
Yeah.
No, it literally doesn't. It doesn't at any
What are you
point.
talking about? But okay, we'll get to the news.
Ralph Boner.
We haven't done this podcast in 7 years. So because of
Yeah.
that, we're going to be talking about news that happened years ago. Well,
Rip the
what
Band-Aid. Just
feels
say
like-
what we haven't talked. Just say the thing.
there was a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer that came out.
Is that the thing? Is that
That's
the
one of
thing we want to
that's one of
talk
the
about?
things.
I think we have to talk about the big thing that we haven't talked about.
Well,
What's the big thing we haven't talked
I was
about?
thinking of Marvel for now. Are you thinking of a DC thing?
I'm thinking of a DC thing.
Yeah, maybe.
What
Well,
is-
we'll get to it. I probably have it written down.
I don't know what
Okay.
it is. What is it?
You'll
Let me
see.
think.
You'll see if you listen to a hero story.
Don't even check.
episode.
Don't even check, Harper.
No, I'm just trying.
Guardians 3 trailer.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good. Yeah. I didn't really have any comments on it.
I watched it
they're
and I
not
was
showing-
like starting to tear up, and I was like, "Oh no!" The
They're
movie's
not
not even
showing
out
a
yet.
lot
he
of,
does the
Adam
he does
Warlock.
the
Yeah, Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. Yeah,
That's like his only scene in the trailer too.
yeah.
I want to know what he
Yeah.
sounds
that
like.
movie's gonna make us all cry, and I bet it's gonna be really good. What's the
It's gonna
DC
be-
thing?
Can we just talk about it?
Flash.
What is it?
The Flash.
Flash trailer.
Oh no, that's right. Oh god. Oh, no.
We haven't given our thoughts, and Mr.
Katie's
Mr.
happy
G.
he's stuck in the quantum realm right
Dude,
now.
the fucking eternity between like him going, yeah, I'm Batman. Why'd you pause
It's
so long?
literally- That's literally what it is.
Why'd you pause so long? I thought it was gonna be like a, yeah, you know who I am, but no, he has to say I'm Batman. Like, come on. Anyway,
The Flash.
movie
the
looks
Flash,
awesome.
The Flash.
no, I could-
It looks fun.
oh, it looks stupid.
It's a
fun.
good trailer.
It's not gonna be
I
good.
think it's a good trailer.
It is. a
I
good
don't know.
trailer.
You know what? I'm gonna say, I haven't said this on the podcast. I've said it to you guys. I think
Oh
it
god,
has
it's one
the
of these.
potential to be a good movie.
Yeah, I do too.
I just don't know if it will be.
I
And if
thought
it
it was gonna
isn't,
be
I
one of
don't
your-
care. But if it is, I'll be like, oh, nice.
Well, if it is, you're gonna say called it.
Yes, I will. But also, you know what? It also has the potential to be a bad movie. So if it's bad, I also called it.
You're gonna call it, yeah.
And if it's somewhere in the middle, I
Yeah.
also called it.
Fuck.
I
God, he
think
really
it will
falls
be
through.
good, not great. Just good.
Good, not great. You don't think it's going to be one of the greatest comic book movies in the history of comic book
It's like
cinema?
James Gunn keeps
You think it's going to
saying.
be the best piece of cape shit you'll ever seen?
No,
Yeah, I don't
wow,
think so either.
cape shit. Fuck.
no. I think it will be like on my DCEU chart. I think it'll be near the
Number
top,
one.
but that's not saying much too.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we're talking about the DCEU here.
Yeah,
It'll be the freshest pile of shit on this old.
It'll be
pile of
better
shit.
than Shazam 2, I'm sure.
Oh, fuck, that movie looks fucking awful. I fucking hate every piece
Let's
of
get
fucking
down
material.
to business.
I guess I'll
I
just jump to that real quick. Shazam 2, not looking good. Before recording, Tyler was saying that it's like projected to lose a lot of money or something.
Yeah, it's projected to open less than Black Adam.
Mhm.
So
Well, Black Adam had a
Yeah.
marketing team. And
Well, the
Dwayne
thing
Johnson.
is, this poor movie was like killed in the crib because it's not even out yet and it's already dead on arrival. No, but it's true because it's like this movie could have
Such
had
a morbid
Black Adam.
analogy, Tyler.
It's true
Talking
though.
about
But think
Shazam,
about
you just equated a Shazam sequel with infant
to a
death.
baby being murdered before they have a chance.
Oh.
Yes, but that's literally what this movie is. It's like it says that the domestic debut is anywhere from 35 to 40 million, and that's like I have that amount of money. That's not good for a movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. The lore expands. Oh, but that's horrible. That's horrible for a movie, dude. That's terrible.
You always say is that would I have that much if I didn't buy all these fucking Hot Toys, Tyler? Is that the problem?
No, nowhere near. You still have nowhere near as much.
And why do you? Oh, this doesn't make any sense with your character. This is inconsistent
He
writing.
lives in New York, man. He needs the money.
Exactly. He should be broke.
Like
He should be eating
Shazam.
I'm running a big podcast empire right now. So how could I not make money?
So Ant-Man 3, not the greatest. It's sold out at my local theater in an hour, all showtimes.
Mine too.
Shazam, I'm looking at
Well,
all the showtimes for opening night, and for Shazam, it's only sold 4 seats.
Do you know why? Because this movie is about nothing.
And also
It's
the
not
marketing
about
is
anything.
nothing.
Let's get down to business.
I've always wanted to punch a fucking dinosaur or whatever the fuck. Shut the fuck. I
Apparently-
hate Zach Levi.
That's
I
not
think
in
I
the
fucking
movie.
hate that guy.
That's
Oh,
not in the
God.
movie, apparently.
I just threw a car at a dragon. I love
my life.
Yeah, that's not in the movie allegedly.
Yeah.
What this? I feel bad for them, man. I kind of do. I feel like because I feel like this might come out and we might be like, oh, that was a fine movie.
Congratulations.
But it kind of needs to be. They might come out. Yeah, that's very good. For
She says that was like
running joke for this episode.
But I think that
I'm gonna
like
change.
I think that it would release and we'd be like, that was a decent movie, but it needs to be really good at this time, and it just won't. It probably won't be.
I really hope those
Like,
reports of people walking out of the test screenings for Aquaman 2 are true as well. Really means that shit is
they're
just
just garbage.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
gonna crash and burn, and then James Gunn's like, okay, from the ashes.
From the ashes, we give you
Hopefully, they're
Lobo.
so bad people go, yeah, this needed to happen.
Well,
I think people have already thought that, though. I think there's no way you can make people not think that. Well, I mean, besides like the Snyder people, but do they don't count.
Snyder people, yeah.
They
No,
don't
they're
count.
not loyal to it as well. They're only loyal to Zack. They're not loyal.
Yeah,
to Warner Brothers
there's no
anymore.
DC loyalty there. There's just Snyder loyalty.
Hello, guys. It's Henry Cavill. Please add Netflix to continue the Snyder.
Yeah, those are so funny. But like when James Gunn announced all his movies, he talked about the 4 coming out this year. And he's just like, Shazam has always been his own universe, so that's coming out. Blue Beetle's about this kid that's like a superhero. It's awesome. Flash is the greatest movie ever made. Aquaman 2 is happening too. He just kind of skims over Aquaman.
Yeah, and Shazam.
Yeah.
But then he said like Shazam's a good movie that we made, and I love the Flash. It's the greatest thing ever. And Black Adam. I almost called it Black Adam. Blue Beetle's gonna be all right. And then we got Aquaman too.
Blue Beetle's gonna be all right. How funny would that be in the press conference? Blue Beetle's fine, I guess. It's not.
DC's
Batgirl.
releasing more movies this year than Marvel.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
4. Marvel's
How many
3.
DC movies we got?
4.
How many? What are they? Oh yeah, Shazam, Blue Beetle. I just remembered them. Aquaman and the Flash.
Aquaman, yeah.
And then
Fuck.
Marvel's got Ant-Man, Guardians of the
Marvel's-
Galaxy. Man,
The
this is the year
Marvels.
for the fucking
But
B-lister, bro.
Marvel technically
Jesus.
also has like Spider-Verse and Craven.
And Craven, yeah.
Oh, Craven will turn shit around. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is going to be a good year for movies. I'm going to keep on my optimistic trend, but
for movies, sure.
for superhero movies, it's looking.
What about TV?
Besides a couple, it's
Rick
not
and
looking good.
Michonne.
Superhero TV.
Other TV shows.
That is a comic book show. I forget. That is a comic book TV show.
Comic spin-off TV show, I guess.
Yeah, based on the famous comic.
What Marvel
Rick
shows are
and
they going to be
Michonne.
this year?
Marvel shows?
Secret Invasion and what?
Well, Kevin Feige
Moon-
Ironheart.
delayed them all.
Moon
No,
Knight
it's
season
Secret
3.
Invasion and Loki.
And Loki. Oh yeah, and Ironheart's been pushed too.
Ironheart was pushed, and Agatha was pushed, and Echo was pushed.
Shit.
Are they okay?
Well,
Are
it
they
was on
okay?
it wasn't downstairs or anything, but it was on a hill.
Oh, that's a nasty roll.
Ooh.
You pick up
Yeah.
momentum, you keep going. That's
It was
bad.
a
That's called
really long
snowball
hill
effect.
with a bunch of snow, so they're becoming snowballs by
Was
the
Kate
moment.
Bush there?
Just Echo didn't hear Kevin
Pushing
running.
down that hill. Oh, that's funny, Hunter, to make a deaf joke. Wow. All of our deaf
I thought you
that
guys would
watches on
laugh, but
YouTube
now
is
I
not
just
going to be
feel
very
bad.
happy.
I actually didn't hear it, so I really can you say it again so I can be
He
offended?
said that Echo didn't hear Kevin Feige coming.
There you go. There it is.
You know what? You know what? Audience, that's funny.
It's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh
That's pretty
sometimes.
funny.
Thank you. But yeah,
If we can make
it's-
those jokes about Daredevil not seeing shit coming.
Yeah, exactly. So
Remember all the rumors that Marvel was
Plus,
gonna
I'm
have
deaf.
Daredevil like walking into walls and shit. All the rumors, all the jokes. Which of those are rumors?
Come on. Yeah, rumors. We got this covered reports that Matt Modoc will walk into a
Ooh,
door.
you want more
Episode
rumors? Spider-Man 4 is
Okay.
officially written. It's all written. We have
not
no
true.
idea what it's about.
Officially written.
It's not true. That's not what he said. He said the literal quote from Kevin Feige is pens
Yeah, it's
are
what is
about
it?
to hit paper.
Pens?
It is not written. It's not
Tyler-
written yet.
No, I wrote
Tyler,
down that
for us, it just went, what Kevin Feige said is pens.
Oh god damn it.
We were just like, yeah.
He said
okay,
pens are about to hit paper. So
yes,
it's
but I wrote
the
down that it's
story
been
is
written.
written down. The
so-
story is plotted. They
Mhm.
just have not written the movie.
No, well, actually, in Hunter's defense, Hunter wrote that down. So
He
so,
did write that down.
who do
You're
you
just reading.
trust?
Yeah, deadline.
The person
deadline,
you're talking
deadline,
to, or some guy named
Deadline.
Kevin? We
deadlines.
need, or the we need to talk about Kevin guy. Like, so Spider-Man is rumored to be the lead in Kang Dynasty. Like Tom
I like
Holland
it.
to be the main character. Do you?
I like it. He's the only Marvel character that people care about anymore.
But after
Yeah, I was gonna say,
after
who-
No
who
Way
else?
Home, Captain
No,
America.
but
Sam
you
Wilson.
can have
no.
Spider-Man do street level movies for himself.
It just feels weird.
But I also
if
like
we're-
Spider-Man in the big events.
If we're going
No.
from what happened in No Way Home to
Nah, no,
This.
no.
'cause this is gonna be the next time we see him.
No,
No,
no, but
yeah,
no,
Hunt,
no, but
yeah,
no.
but Hunter, think about this. Everyone in the universe
got
might have
experience
forgotten
with-
Peter Parker.
The multiverse.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say everyone in the universe might have forgotten about Peter Parker, but we, as a humanity, as a community that saw No Way Home, now like Tom Holland's Spider-Man more than ever. So it makes sense. They've
And he's got
finally made him the Spider-Man
experience.
people can not bitch about it every 10 fucking seconds, like
That's
fucking
true.
cunts.
He knows the multiverse. He can like meet his variants. They can tell some story about how he's like, Kang can be like, I'll wipe out Mysterio from the timeline so we never destroyed your, history. And then he can go, should I do that? And then not do it because that's how movies go. And then that'll be it. There you go. What? What is he laughing about?
I'm still laughing at Hunter saying Echo didn't see it coming. That's so mean.
Didn't hear it.
He just pushed it down a hill.
She can
Um,
see.
So
Exactly.
this is sort of breaking news. It's a couple hours old, but Glenn Quagmire was casted in Thunderbolts. Stephen Yeun.
What? Wait, what?
Stephen
Oh,
Yeun's in the
really?
Thunderbolts. Yeah.
Yes, he was cast in Thunderbolts in a role that apparently he's
Oh,
signing a multi-movie contract. People are thinking Sentry.
I don't know why.
I don't see him as Sentry.
People just think the Sentry's going to be in this movie, and so
Yeah,
they're
that's
convinced
not
that whoever is
confirmed.
going to join it is going to be the Sentry.
I don't see him as
Jesus.
Sentry.
No, I don't see him as Sentry either because he's not a. Gee, my God, I'm getting attacked by hiccups right now because he's not a big buff guy. I mean, unless he could become a big buff guy, I guess that could be.
He
Possible.
could, but right now he's not a big buff guy. Harper,
But I guess he could become a big buff guy in the time.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know.
The great podcast material.
I don't see
Just
him.
freeze.
I don't see him as.
No, I don't think so either. I don't know why people do. Again, because he's in the movie.
Harper, what do you think?
I'm Glenn Quagmire.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, but people just people still say like, yeah, he's Sentry. Is he though? You really want to cast him as a character
No,
named
he's not going
Bob?
to be fucking Sentry.
Who do you think
If
could
I
play
had
the
to,
Sentry?
if I had to, no, he's not going to play the Sentry. I'm going to say
That's what I
Rick
said.
Flag.
Rick. Oh, okay. Rick Flag. He's gonna play Rick Flag in this movie. That makes a lot of sense. You think he'll play like Like maybe
No.
another version of Kang.
Actually, he would be a good Kang.
That's not bad.
I don't know.
Bad.
Dude,
Yeah, okay.
what the fuck is this movie about?
It's about a bunch of super soldiers.
You know. No, but what are they doing?
Apparently fighting Sentry.
Is this a movie where they're going to attack Wakanda? Is that what Valentina's always talking about?
Nah.
Is that going to be Black Panther 3?
Probably.
Is Namor going to be in this?
Good morning.
I don't think so. That'd be cool.
Is Arishem going to be in this?
Well, apparently Rick Flag is, so anything.
When's Pip the Troll going to show up again?
When's Harry Styles to come back?
Where's Clea?
Yeah. Is he still
Where are all
raw
of these
dogging Olivia Wilde?
Where's the kid from Iron Man 3?
He'd make potato launchers in his room still. What if
Oh,
they just
okay.
wouldn't it be? It wouldn't be funny, but it'd be kind of funny if in Ironheart they're like, "Whatever happened to that kid from Iron Man 3?" Like, oh, he died in a car crash off screen. You didn't see it. He's dead.
Oh, I was going to say he's Kang. He shows up in post credits.
Riri Williams says, like, whatever happened to the kid from Iron Man 3?
Hey, whatever happened to the kid from Iron Man? Or like, what's his name? Young Han Solo, who's playing Obadiah Stane's son, is going to be like, "I killed him. I just killed him."
We hope.
No, he definitely is.
might
He said he was in an interview yesterday where he said something like, "It's funny because it'll be a bit of a familiar character, just one you haven't seen before." It's
Okay, so it is.
Zeke Stane. Yeah, he's
Zeke Stane.
That's
Fuck
good casting
yeah.
too.
He's good.
I think
I like
that's really
Alden
cool.
Ehrenreich in general. He's really good.
It is just funny that they're gonna give Iron Man's villains to other characters, but fuck it, whatever.
He's dead.
He's dead. No, yeah, I get it.
They did it in Ant-Man and the Wasp. They gave Ant-Man the fucking ghost.
So they gave Ant-Man Ghost, they gave Shang-Chi the Mandarin, and now they're gonna give and they're gonna give
Even then, like the new Cat movie has like folk villains and
Ironheart. Yeah,
So
yeah. They just I mean, there is no like in the movies. It doesn't matter, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
I guess
for a bit of comic news, the Amazing Spider-Man 25 and 26 are being advertised as the most shocking comic book ever made in the past 60 years.
Why do they do this?
For some reason,
The most shocking issue of Amazing Spider-Man in 50 years, right?
60,
and it's been
60.
60 years. I don't think that's what it says.
Yeah,
I think it says
I have
50.
the cover in front of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So in history is what they're saying. This is the most shocking issue of Amazing Spider-Man in history of
Spider-Man ever.
It definitely says, by the way, 50 years on the cover, Hunter. I don't know what cover you're reading where it says 60. It says 50 right there. But okay.
Got him. I wasn't looking at it at all. I lied.
Well played.
I just want to see his reaction.
Well played. He went to the ends of the earth to prove you wrong about a thing you didn't give a fuck about.
I hate you.
I know. Yeah. Are they gonna have like?
I don't even know what I was gonna say because 50 years.
Someone?
It's been 50 years since Gwen died, right? 52 years or something like that.
Gwen Quagmire.
Well, actually, no. It might be 50. Gwen Quagmire. Why does that not exist? I mean, they did Gwenverse, didn't they? You know, I almost just Googled Gwen Quagmire. What was I about to Google? Gwen Stacy death. I think it was 1973, and that's 50 years.
Yeah.
So they're saying this is the most shocking thing to happen to Spider-Man since Gwen Stacy died. Which is more shocking
if they didn't say that it's going to be the most shocking.
But it's going to be, what is it? It has to be more shocking than One More Day, than the Clone Saga, than the debut of Venom.
Spider-Man Wolverine when he punches that old lady to death.
Yeah.
Then this, yes, that is a fantastic issue. It's got to be more shocking than all of that.
Spider-Man.
So they're gonna like, it's gonna be like, oh, I can't say that. I was gonna say something. I said it's gonna be. I'll just write it.
Just say it.
No.
So, odds are, if it's what I'm thinking, Tyler, you can say it, but I imagine we can't make a joke like that. What is it gonna be? This is a real.
Oh, it's all caps right now. That shouldn't be all caps.
It's just
okay. Send it no cap. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's not what I was thinking.
But it's gonna. But it better not. But that's how they're promoting it. It'll be like something horrible like that, which I cannot say on the podcast, but it's a very funny joke. Or very funny.
You can. It's actually not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Okay, I said they're gonna do Identity Crisis, but it's gonna be Aunt May this time.
It sounds worse when you say it.
Exactly. It sounds worse when I say it out loud. But that's what they're promoting it. They say it's going to be the most shocking thing ever. They have to literally do Identity Crisis for it to be more shocking than the time they sniped Aunt May. There's so many levels of shocking that have happened in 50 years of Spider-Man that they have to top.
What could they do? I could say
know.
like, okay, Spider-Man someone throws a bomb at Spider-Man and he does like L1 R1 where he like grabs and
throws
like,
it back
it around and he throws it back,
kills
but
them?
it's the president.
Oh, okay.
Like
the president.
Joe.
Harrison Ford.
What if it's like that part in Watchmen, like the Watchmen TV show, where like the main lady like opens that guy's cupboard and he's got like a KKK outfit, except it's like Uncle Ben's closet or something.
Oh, we find
What about that? That'd be pretty.
that would be shocking.
Yeah,
that would be pretty shocking. But in 50 years of Spider-Man, they've had him. There was an issue where he got molested as a kid.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
true.
Why are we like trying to top shit like that? Why don't we just tell good stories? And I like the first arc. I reread it. It's not. I don't hate it.
Who's
MJ
writing
it? Zeb Wells.
Zeb Wells. Zeb Wells is like, how do we top child molestation?
Yeah.
How do we go further?
Think about it. How do we top the time he sold his marriage to the devil, or the time he punched his wife across the room, or the time his wife and unborn child died in an airplane explosion, or the time he killed a woman, or the time, whatever ridiculous thing that's happened in Spider-Man's history, the time he got shot in the head and buried alive.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
The time Aunt May said, "Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot."
Mm-hmm. Trouble. That's a big thing. Yeah. It's
the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, how do they top that he's actually chosen by a spider god and he's a totem? How do they top that?
How do they top Mysterio dressing as Gwen Stacy and going to Norman's house?
How do they top Sin's Past? Yeah, exactly. How do they top any of this? And it's just going to be something boring. It's going to be like Aunt May is young again or something. I don't know.
But not like Spider-Man wants to fuck her.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
Like a couple months young.
Imagine that was the twist. They turned Aunt May back into like a 30-year-old, and we're all like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Wait, okay. Question: it's Uncle Ben is the brother to
Richard
Parker? Okay, so they could de-age Aunt May.
I'm gonna stop you there.
No, it's like Back to the Future.
Go back to conquering this timeline.
It's probably. I guarantee you. I don't guarantee this, but it'll probably be like, I'm gonna completely rescind that. It's probably gonna be like Mary Jane is dead, and she's been dead since the character was invented. She never existed.
Right. What about this?
Imagine they did
what
that.
About this?
They wiped out Mary Jane from the timeline.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Spider-Man opens the closet, white ghost outfit. He checks his phone, and you just see like his message threads over the last few years, and you realize he's always been racist. And that's how they tied in with the upcoming fan.
There is an issue.
Before we see those texts, before we see those Spider-Man texts, he scrolls through his contacts and you see names like Brian Michael Bendis is like an Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Gavin
that's nice.
Knopf is an Easter egg.
No. Wait.
There's definitely a panel, by the way. I don't remember what book it's from. There's definitely a panel where Peter opens like a doorway and there's a Nazi uniform there. So
Stephen Amell closes it.
I'm trying to find where that is. I've definitely read that before.
You know that
I don't
page
remember when, though.
In the last Action Comics issue where like John opens the closet and like
and the War World outfit is there.
Yeah, and Lois like quickly closes like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" It's a Nazi uniform with Stephen Amell like closes.
Yeah, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, Spider-Man? Spider-Man,
dude,
what are you doing
that
here,
actually
Spider-Man?
reminds me. I was in the shower this morning and I thought of the line, "Dying's the easy part. The real heroes are the ones that keep going." And I was like, that is quite an inspiring line. What is that from? Because that's gold. And then I remembered it's from the Crisis on Infinite Earth CW's crossover. I was like, oh, it doesn't feel as cool now.
I'm trying to find this man.
Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell. Do you think he'll
Said
join the
Stephen
MCU?
O'Mell.
He's coming to my local comic convention.
Oh,
Dude,
that's the
go
closest he's
there.
gonna get.
I am
Please
going.
go there and just
He is
like,
Canadian,
recite
right?
the
Isn't he
Royal
Canadian?
Match
Well,
script.
they announced Stephen Amell, and then like the next day they announced Charlie Cox. So it's like, ooh, no one really cares about Stephen Amell.
But seriously, go up to Stephen Amell and go, I just found this incredible game that completely takes my mind off of everything.
You want to
See
play
what he
Royal
said.
Clash?
That's not what it's called.
Royal
I'm
Match.
never gonna find this, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just move on. Dawn of DC announced some books.
You said it, the way you said that was like it's the dawn of DC. The dawn of DC has announced a bunch of books.
The
Like from
Dawn.
The Godfather.
It's just JD.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah, the
make a
dawn.
comic you can't refuse.
The dawn of DC.
It's like Asian focused heroes.
Dawn.
There's 3 of them. One of them is called City Boy.
City
boy!
boy, city boy.
There you go. He's the coolest one because he's like a character that could talk to cities and like learn about their histories.
The thing is they have a character like that already.
They do?
There's a
The
character on the
Flash.
Authority that is like
That's a
he's
James
like
Gunn thing. That's the
he
thing. from
talks
James
to
Gunn.
cities and he can use the power of cities and he might like become a city at one point and fight another city at some point. And I've heard about this. I haven't read up to that point, but he can definitely use the power of cities. So they got 2 city boys at DC now.
Use the power of cities.
No, but he's like Mr. City and he can use the power of all cities because apparently cities are sentient in the DC universe and they
I
have
mean,
personalities.
Batman, Night of the Monsters or something. Kind of said that.
Well, there's also that version of Batman in Dark Knight's death metal where he
Yeah,
becomes
there's
Gotham.
just
He's a robot Gotham Batman or
that's
whatever.
right.
And he's like dropping, lights on people and shit.
Harper, I need you to go over the history of Gotham City while I go see why my dog's barking.
This guy and his dog. He left like 3
Well,
times
okay.
before the podcast started to be like, my dog is barking and I have
Gotham
to figure
City
out
was
why.
a sleepy small town. It was a middle-aged Gothic town, but then a bunch of people dressed up as owls, and they decided we'll hang out with all the rich and powerful, and we'll build the city up, but we'll keep in the shadows, and we'll really run the city as like a secret covert.
The Council of
organization.
Owls.
Yeah, and the thing, I haven't read this comic in 7 years, and the thing about that though is that
the history of Gotham City technically
you
starts with
broke it.
Miyagani Island. You see that Batman went back in time and he talked to the people of the Miyagani Islands, and they actually inspired them to create Gotham City, which then became Gotham City as we know it today. And then Batman
Dude,
showed up
Mandalorian
again.
season 3 is next week. Can't
It's so exciting though, isn't it? It's like
I'm
less
so
than a week
excited.
away, man.
I feel like you and I have done what JD and I have done. Like, so
What?
I said this to JD. No, just wait. I promise it'll make sense. I
You
said
did-
to
you and
JD, I'm
JD are
like,
doing what?
we're doing what? I said to JD,
I thought
I'm
that
like,
was
I
between
have-
us only. You do that with you do that with other people too.
Well, don't you do it with Hunter?
I didn't know you didn't. I didn't know you knew that. All right. Anyway, continue.
Come on,
Continue.
come on. Well, I do it with
Fuck.
Hunter.
He's a
Raw.
slut.
No, I said to JD, I'm like, I have no ownership over you. That sounds bad. Let me rephrase.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is what we're talking about. This is the bit still, or
I mean, like, I said to him, I'm like, I can't say like, oh, JD, you're welcome that I got you onto The Walking Dead, because him and I, like, he just decided to read it because he'd heard good things about it. I decided to reread it because I watched the show and I went, okay, well, I've watched the episode Rick's left and now I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, it has been longer than that. No, never mind. Shorter than that. It's been 12 years since I first read that book, right? The first book I ever read. So JD went on one path.
we're talking
He
about
decided
Gotham
to read
City.
it. Yeah, this is part of the Gotham City. And I went on my own path and we sort of started reading at the same time. I feel like that's you and I with Mando. Like, neither of us, like, both at the same time went, dude, how good is the Mandalorian? But we both were like,
Yeah.
Space Cowboys are
No,
fucking
yeah. I
so
rewatched
cool, and
Andor.
Space
I
Western-
rewatched Mando. I rewatched 7 of the 10 Star Wars movies or whatever. Maybe how many are there? 11 now.
There's
Yeah.
80.
It's good stuff. It's
It's
looking
like
good.
we all seem to be on like
Yeah,
even
well, I love
tracks, but
Space
not
Cowboys. We all love Space
discussing
Cowboys.
it.
Who doesn't love a good Space
Well,
Cowboy?
Hunter doesn't. He likes.
I like Space Cowboys.
Um, The other day,
Why?
Hunter, you'll appreciate this.
I don't know.
JD and I had like a real in-depth discussion about The Walking Dead, and he was like,
Did you know
Hunter
that The
could never-
Walking Dead actually is the people? That we are the Walking Dead?
That's actually
That's what he
not.
said, right?
I pray that JD does not listen to this podcast before he finishes it. But he's so close to the third last issue where Rick does another big speech and he says, "We are not the Walking Dead," and it's the same panel refresh because now they've gone beyond just surviving; they're rebuilding civilization. Anyway, good shit. But we had this big conversation. He went, "Hunter could never," and I sent a voice message where I said, "The thing about you, JD, is like." You at the end of February, yeah, I like you. You're a better friend. We're much closer. You don't annoy me. But anyway,
I digress.
I digress. He'll make like his post at the end of the month and go, "Things I read in February," and I'll see it all, and I'll be like, "Fuck yeah, that's what you read," because like we talk about it, whether it's Walking Dead or not. I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. We talked about that." I won't know what Hunter's been reading until he makes a post going like, "This is the greatest comic book written in the last 20 years." And I'll be like, I had no idea he was even like reading.
Yeah, I didn't know he was reading the Modoc mini.
Exactly. Like Hunter may well one day read The Walking Dead, and I won't know until he puts up the post, "This is the greatest ongoing series ever made by a single author." And I'll turn to JD and we'll both kill Hunter. We'll stab him to death. Besides that,
How are you gonna do that when you're 3 feet tall and JD's in the quantum realm?
I stab the legs.
And JD's got an army in the quantum realm. JD has like a broccoli people.
Cuts the Achilles heel. Remember that?
Yeah,
You've seen Child's Play too, right?
I have. Yeah, that was my first horror,
like
my second horror movie, technically.
A good one to start.
Yeah. Well, I started with Sleepy Hollows, technically, but that's not
okay. Virgin, no one asked. What's interesting about like this DC book that's coming up where Joshua Williamson is like, "Ooh, it's going to be a horror book." Do you guys think that's going to be a fucking horror book at all? I feel like Marvel and DC's version of horror is so.
I'm trying to think of the scariest Marvel or DC comic I've ever read.
League Dark.
Like, what's a horror?
A Serious House on Serious
was...
Earth. I think that is.
Yeah, but that's not even a horror book, technically, is it?
No, it's not. But it is.
That is a terrifying comic.
It's
though.
fucking awesome. Though.
Yeah, I love that book.
So good.
JLD was kind of scary, yeah, but
no.
The Upside Down Man
any
cool.
fucking form of it was it.
Justice
League Dark is the perfect example of like a horror series, which is really a horror series.
I thought that was not that bad. I thought that was kind of scary.
It's a good series, but it's not scary. It's like it's literally just like, "Ooh, this monster's kind of creepy looking." Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a comic book.
Yeah, but you can make creepy comic books.
This monster's kind of scary.
This is what you got. I guess that is like 90% of horror movies too, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fair point.
Yeah, I can't find any scary ones actually. I'm just googling scary Marvel comics. I mean, Marvel zombies. Ew. What about? Yeah, I can't think of any. And the DC, like I said, the only thing I can think of is JLD.
No, it's not
scary DC comics. Oh, I mean, there's some good Batman. Are there besides Arkham? Are there good Batman horror comics?
Killing Joke.
Oh, Batman the Cult is a good one. That's pretty scary.
Oh, yeah, you're recommending that one.
I recommend all the time. You don't have a podcast about
you look so fucking serious right now.
Who? Me?
Hunter, look at him.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of like,
arms crossed. Okay, Black
examples. Adam. I'm like, yeah, no, there isn't really any.
Lucifer, it says. Deceased? No.
I mean,
Hellblazer.
Zombies,
Is Hellblazer scary? Oh, Sandman's kind of scary sometimes. When it wants to be.
I guess. But
that issue in the
I've
diners.
read it.
Oh, I get. You're a piece of shit, dude. He go, I guess it's scary. I mean, I haven't. No, but there's a diner. What's that? The 24-hour issue. It's like issue 7 or 6 or something like that. Have you read Sandman on Harper?
Yeah.
The one with Dr. Destiny in the diner.
3.
Did you say Iron Man
Yes.
3? Did you say Iron Man 3? It sounded like you glitched and said Iron Man 3 for some reason. He's not here anymore.
No, it's Spider-Man 3.
This is a Spider-Verse reference. You know when Peter B. Parker like glitches?
Iron Man 3!
There we go.
That issue in yeah. Anyway, that's a scary comic. Anyway, yeah, comic books scary. Maybe
Maybe.
not. I don't
Guess
know.
we'll see.
Guess we'll see.
Marvel also announced their
I guess we'll see.
new event, though it's only 4 issues. It's the
Ultimate Invasion.
Yeah, which is Return of the Illuminati and Return of the Ultimate Universe.
Oh, that's right. That's
Jonathan Hickman is
Jonathan
writing
Hickman.
it. He's writing the
So
Illuminati
it's
again.
also Brian Hitch is drawing it, and he obviously invented the Ultimates or co-invented the Ultimates. I think this is the same plot that Donny Cates was building up, right? With the Maker trying to bring back his universe.
I think,
but it
this
seems
is
like
just
Donny Cates on a
Hickman
bit of a
using
siesta.
that idea. Hickman's just kind
that
of
is exact. Yes, that's what I. Yes,
but
that's
like
what I
it's. I don't think he talked to Donny Cates or anything. I think
Why
it
would
was
he
just
not have?
Hickman's thing. Because Donny Cates has been like gone from comics.
Yeah, but why would that mean they don't talk to each other?
Yeah, have they worked together before?
How often do comics writers work together on the same books? You know
Well,
what I
Donny
mean?
Cates and Al Ewing, they worked together for Thor for
Because
a
they
bit.
swapped books. I'm saying if they work together, if
fuck is this
Don
fucking conversation?
he's saying how often did Donny Cates and Jonathan Hickman work together for them to work together on this book?
I just
I
feel
don't
like this
know.
is
I mean,
more
they
Hickman
might have
Tyler,
each
thing.
other's
are you
phone
in?
numbers.
Are you in? Because JD and I were planning on making like a wooden cross that said traitor, and Hunter, being the Jon Snow, was going to walk out, and then we were all going to go for the watch. Right? Are you in for that now?
How many times do I have to stab him?
Just once. We all stab him once.
It's okay. You can
All right. Okay.
And
No,
I
I don't
come
want
out
you to
as the
feel
little
left
kid.
out.
You know, Ollie, the little kid, because I'm about the same height. I'll come out and I'll be like, for the watch. But Hunter, it's fine. You'll get brought back in case you've
know.
never seen Game of Thrones.
No, I have.
No, you haven't.
Oh, what did I watch then?
I love the idea that I say that and like just all memory of it fades from your head. You're like, actually, maybe I haven't.
I'm excited for
My
this
favorite
event.
movie is Lord of the Rings. No, it's not.
I'm not the biggest Brian Hitch fan for art.
Neither am I. He's fine.
No, I like Brian Hitch actually. I think he's a very good
I don't know,
artist.
it's something with
He's fine.
shading, the way he
He's
does
fine.
like shadows.
I think their humans are a bit
He's fine.
like maybe too real because they're very weird looking. But like I think they look like regular people, but in a way where I'm just like, you know, but he'll show like saliva or boogers in their nose or something like that. I'm like, maybe the person doesn't need to be that real. You know what I mean? But I like his art. My God, I keep hitting my mic. I think it makes sense obviously that he would draw this.
Yeah.
But Hickman just writing a big event again. Yes. Just yay. Like he's
fairly
moved.
calm worthy, isn't it?
It's like they moved on. He moved on from X-Men, or they kicked
Did they kick him
him
off?
off of X-Men, and now it's just like, yeah, allegedly. But and it's like I didn't know that. Like, what is this the book he was teasing? Remember, there's that book that they were teasing with him and Valerio. Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't think it is though, because where's that? It's not. It's they said it was going to be with that artist Valerio, Sheety or Skeety or whatever. I think he's still got a different book.
Shitty, yeah.
So Hickman's just writing at Marvel now.
He's back. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't leave that because he was still writing the next book. I think
Well, he wrote Inferno and then he dipped. But Inferno was the last thing he wrote as far as X-Men goes.
Yeah.
Because they just, I don't know, they just said no.
You read Superman, right?
Yes.
You wanna
Hunter, I have to tell you, I pirated it.
Why are you telling me that?
Because I just wanted to see how you'll react. You okay, man?
Yeah, it's okay, but I mean, are you gonna buy it?
Maybe.
Whoa!
What?
Yo, you're such a bad boy, dude.
I know. I might not.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
So you might.
But you get to have this.
It looks like Jesse Eisenberg, but bald, like he was in the MVP.
Well, the first
looks
line
like
in
Jesse
this
Eisenberg.
movie, the first movie in this comic is, I guess it's going to be backwards. It's Clark Joseph Kent.
Oh no! Oh no!
See what we call God believe, or what does he say? He goes, "What we believe in God, resolves." My mind is just not working right now.
I pissed in the cup.
He says something about like Clark Joe. Doesn't he call him Clark Joe?
Clark Joe.
He does at first,
God is
yeah.
tribal.
No,
God does
that's
pick
what
sides.
that's what the Joker calls himself in Death of the Family.
Clark Joe. Clark Joe.
Clark Joe.
Clark Joe. Clark Joseph Kent. Kal-El. What a terrible movie. Can we talk about this good comic book though?
Oh, you did like it though.
Oh, he
I did,
liked
yeah, it was good.
It reminded me of like 2016 Superman, like Rebirth.
Why?
You've had a
Just well, because I haven't
quiet.
liked
You've had a
because I
quiet
haven't liked
character arc,
Superman
Tyler.
since.
It's nothing like that book.
It's just because I no,
that book
I
has
mean
Superman on a farm with
the
his
feeling,
son.
the feeling of reading Superman again because I haven't really
So it
enjoyed
just feels
since
like a
that run.
Superman comic.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're so dumb, bro. Oh my god, that's just literally something that has someone that
I
has
haven't
never read
been
a Superman
enjoying
comic would
Superman
say.
as much.
Well, yeah, because it hasn't been good except for Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Tyler, you've had a very quiet arc of Superman stuff. You seem to be like, in recent times, you're like, I can't find a new Superman thing that's reaching the heights of the Superman that I really love. So do you think this might, that's been you for the last 7 months. Do you think something will finally come? Come along?
Well, because I like Philip Kennedy Johnson's stuff. I think his books have always been good. And I think I've been defending them since they started. I think they've been really good. But the Superman, has just been boring. Like, you remember it was Bendis had both books, and then they gave one to Philip Kennedy Johnson, and then the other was John. And that was it. But I think this going forward, where it's just like, we're focused on Superman now. We're doing Superman in multiple different books. His family matters. All the characters matter. I think that's really cool. And I wasn't convinced by Joshua Williamson just being on the book because I said to you in the chat, I don't think I've read a story by him ever that I've ever thought was better than all right. But I think that his Superman, I'll say that I was wrong, and it might be good. But I'll say, because it was a good first issue. Yeah. Anyway, that was the episode, guys. Thanks for listening.
It's a very animated series. It sets up plots, but it's also just shows Superman just being like a good guy.
Yeah, I
like helping out with the wedding and just
that was really cool. I like the I don't really care for the Supercorp stuff. I think that's kind of odd. Also, aren't they doing that in Spider-Man right now or something?
You're not really supposed to care, I don't think. I think you're supposed to be with Superman where it's like something's up. It's like
but that's gonna be the plot. They're gonna try to
it's gonna be the plot at first, but the main plot seems to be Brainiac.
Yeah, that's interesting. That ended.
We haven't seen since No Justice. Remember that?
When was the last time we saw Brainiac?
Oh, No Justice was good. I like that.
With Starro on the
No Justice is. I don't like No Justice.
He exploded in No Justice, yeah.
But was that Brainiac or that was like a different version of him? That was like what's his name? Like Kolu
Brainiac
or something
7.
like that. No, he's got a name. Doesn't he have a name?
That's
like an actual first name, like Jim or something like that. But it's John Brainiac. Brainiac real name. What's Brainiac's real name?
I've always just known him as Brainiac. Oh, he's got a name. It's Glenn.
Oh, Glenn. Glenn Quagmire?
Glenn Brainiac.
What? This isn't right. I looked up Brainiac's real name and it said Blake. Oh no, it's Vril Dox. Yeah, Vril. I think that it's like there's a difference between him and Brainiac. It said Blake Nelson or something like that. I don't know why I gave you that actor or something.
Tim Blake.
Weird.
It was weird. Yeah, I don't know why it said that when I type a Brainiac real name. Is it because he's got a big head? That's fucked up. Oh, is it because he's the leader in the new Marvel movies, and they think the leader's the Brainiac?
Oh yeah,
you're more
so stupid.
You're more the Superman fan. Is Brainiac was he born or was he made?
Brainiac is there's a planet out there called Kolu, Colu, and he's just think of I was gonna say think of Ultron, but Ultron was made. He was born, but then he kind of becomes technology.
So like Victor Stone, or should I say Victory Stone, as they call him at Justice League War.
Victory Stone. Yes.
Yes.
Do they?
I think they do. Well, doesn't Billy Batson say that?
Because Billy Batson,
those two characters that everyone loves.
Billy Batson.
I just threw a car at a dragon.
You should probably move.
Oh, I was actually gonna make a joke about that to start the podcast. I completely forgot.
What was the joke
We
going
all-
to be?
we
I
all
was
had
just gonna say,
jokes.
okay, pretend we're just starting. Here,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
how
Hey,
we're
everybody,
gonna
we're
end.
here.
Welcome to the Hero Story
Thank,
episode.
here, thank,
221.
how about this instead? Thank you for listening to this episode of Hero Story. Book club is out now. And do you guys remember in Justice League 2017, I think the Snyder Cut 2, when Superman comes back and a car gets thrown at the cop and Cyborg like shoots it away and then goes, "You should probably move." Do you remember that?
No,
Yes,
they cut it
famously
out.
just the Snyder Cut. Yes.
Yeah, they cut it out of the theatrical.
Oh, really? Well, you do
Mhm.
remember
It was in the trailer, though.
Why
Yeah.
would they? Why did they cut that out?
I don't know because they
What
should
was the
probably
reasoning?
move.
Melbourne's
it was-
all in.
Melbourne. They got. Do you have your lanyard still?
Yes, you know I do.
These are jokes that very few people
Hunters
in the
not gonna
audience I think will get. Yeah.
You have a lanyard that says you should probably
No,
move.
it's a different thing.
Are you actually ending the podcast?
I mean, what else?
I thought we were still
We
talking
weren't
about
even done
Brainiac.
talking about Superman.
Okay, keep
Yeah.
going. Sorry.
What the fuck?
I had
This is
you
the end of the
midway-
podcast, guys.
Isn't there like other? There's probably other comics. to
There
talk about.
is, but I got really busy this weekend. I didn't have a chance to read them.
What
So,
are they? List them.
World's Finest number 12, Nightwing
I
number
read
1.
the date. That was fun.
I have to
Hulk
read that
number
now because I
12.
finished fucking rereading The Walking Dead. No.
Yes, finally.
No.
Thor number
start this
31. Those are the ones.
Did you think? So, do you think that like Lex is gonna try to become Superman again?
Oh, how many fucking times is he gonna do that?
Twice,
I
I,
don't
guess.
think so.
He's done it 14 times. What are you talking about twice?
I think he wants to more so be like Superman's partner.
Well, he wants to be tied to Superman. Like he
Mhm.
just wants Superman to have to listen to him, and I get that. He's in jail. It's kind of like All Star. Remember that issue in All Star where Lex is in jail and Superman's always talking, or Clark goes to interview him.
To report, yeah.
So they'll have like some sort of relationship like that, and that's interesting.
That scene.
I
I just read that issue like 2 days ago. It's so weird.
In what All Star?
Yeah.
Have you read All Star? You've read All Star before, right?
Yeah, I have, but it's just that
Okay.
issue in general. Lex is always just like, I'm stronger than you. Can't feel
Yeah.
my muscles. Feel it. Now stop.
I love that. There's, I always think because there's also there's the part where he says something like, "Oh, you can't lift weights like this with your big fat ass, can you?" And then Clark is just like, "I'm literally Superman, and not only am I Superman, I'm 4 times more powerful than I used to be. So I'm super."
But the whole time it's just Lex
love that book.
talking
I mean,
about
obviously.
himself the
Yeah.
whole time, but like in a way that like he's bragging, but then he gets angry. He's like Clark can't get a word in. He's just like, look how strong I am. Stop looking at me like that.
And Clark is also far larger than Lex, and he's still bragging to him. Yeah.
Do you guys know when people like wing their way into like through a job interview into a position they're not qualified for?
Yes, and I'm
That
aware
is-
of the concept.
Yeah, that is me for this entire episode. You guys are talking about a movie I haven't seen and Superman. Like I haven't understood a fucking word. This
Yeah,
entire
and it's,
last
I've
hour
just
and a
gone down the
half.
rabbit hole now. Now I'm just thinking of All Star Superman. I'm like, can we talk about All Star Superman more? It's a great
you-
book.
you
Have you
not
not
read
read
that.
All Star, Harper?
A good book club, guys. I listened to it. I enjoyed it. It actually, you know what's ironic about that book club episode is that it made me want to read that Supergirl book, even though I could
Exactly.
have read it. I could have read it and been on the episode because I'm part of this.
Hey,
Have
Harper,
you read
Fucking stupid. I'm
All-Star?
stupid, man. I will. You know what? I will read Full Circle. I'll happily be there for that one.
Yay!
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks
that'll have
good.
to be soon, actually. So
Okay. It's like
in,
it's fuck it.
it's got to be out March
easy.
1st.
It's
and
like 60
March.
pages.
It's February 23rd right now. So
It's very
It's short.
short. Mhm.
Harper,
Yeah. I'll
have you
the
read All
shit
Star
out of it.
Superman?
Whoa. Which
He's
one's
not
that?
answering. Oh my god! Come on, you bastard! Have you read it? You keep like pausing too.
I need more information.
Okay.
Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely, All Star Superman. It
Your
runs
doctor
for
really
12
was
issues.
held up, Regan. It's always better than it seems.
Yeah, that one. He's frozen.
Oh, that one. No.
You've never read it. That's
No. Look, Tyler. listen, look, now that I'm back and I can feel that I'm back. Listen to this. I haven't read a fucking single page of Superman Rebirth by whoever the fuck did
Okay.
that. He's just not my guy. It's
He
just
could
not
be,
my
though.
guy.
He
No,
could
it
be,
couldn't
though.
be.
Yes, he could. And this
No,
always
no.
happens where you're like, I will never read that character in a billion years. And then you
I've
read
never done that. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me?
Who?
Your favorite character is Spider-Man.
Aquaman.
Oh yeah, fuck! God damn it!
And
you got me with
Aquaman.
Spider- I still haven't read Spider-Man. I just don't hate him.
There's a part in All-Star where Superman is fighting like a big sun eater, and then it lands in Metropolis, and he's like, it's sentient, and then it goes, Superman, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do what I did. Lex made me do it. And then Superman looks at him and he goes, you'll heal. And he just punches the shit out of him. He punches him as hard as he possibly can. And then the next panel is like a big mushroom cloud in Metropolis. I always thought that was the funniest thing. He goes, he'll be all right though. And I'm just angry right now, and you can take the punch.
Brutal.
I just want to punch something. I love that. It's
That's
so
very
funny.
I mean, I'm out of content.
So you're okay with
that, but if he snaps Zod's neck.
Well, you know, he technically killed Zod in the comic books, and he also
What do you
killed
mean by
Zod in
that?
the Richard Donner cut of Spider-Man 2, of Superman 2. So, come on.
Spider-Man 2.
The Richard Donner cut of Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. I didn't know he did that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you thought it was Raimi, but
Well,
actually,
look, in a hero story news, book club full circle coming out soon.
March 1st.
very soon.
No, he doesn't
March
like when I say
1st.
he doesn't like when I say his full name. JD and I will do a book club on The Walking Dead, the entire fucking series. So book club might just be all a hero story is from now on.
I mean, I'm
No
okay
more
with that. You know what it
D&D.
is? It's comic books, and it's us talking about comic books, and we don't talk about comic books ever.
No more D&D. No more Timmies.
I would
no
like
more-
D&D to return.
I want D&D to return right fucking now.
I still have my. I think where are my dice?
Hunter. This is gonna blow your mind. I haven't fucking told you this. The last 2 math sessions I have taught at work, I did like really super basic D&D stories, and I got the kids to roll, and I adopted the entire concept of like rolling high and rolling advantage and rolling blah, but like I did the whole fucking thing. And you know what?
It killed.
They fucking loved it. They
Nerd.
fucking loved it. I'd be like, you guys can do anything, but I want you to roll both of those dice. I want you to add the number together. If it's higher than what I roll, sure, and blah, blah, blah. And they fucking loved it. It was cool. So
Look at that.
thanks for that, Hunter. You've made me not only a better person, but a better educator.
That's very nice, Hunter. You're good for something, I guess.
I'm Glenn Quagmire. End it. End it.
Yeah, I don't.